Listen, while I'm sitting in traffic, I thought I might continue my review of my Honda Civic Coupe. Now, if you want to look at the specs and what it looks like, there's other video. You can search up the specs and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna tell you the specs. I'm gonna tell you how I like it, my experience with it, what I like and what I don't like about it. Now, I bought this car in 2021, so next month I'm gonna make 3 years now with this car. Okay, we'll start off with, I guess, the body. Again, you can Google what it looks like. I mean, I'll probably put a picture here, whatever. I think it looks amazing. It's a small car. It looks really nice. Obviously, it's a coupe, so it's small. It isn't that tight. Oh, being in the driver and passenger, obviously you have space. You can put the seats back. Now, being in the back, though, it's still not that tight. I've been in the back like once in my car. But, look, I've been in way tighter coupes. Being in the back of the Civic coupe isn't that tight. And, more importantly, the baby seat, the car seat, fits in there. I have I've had two car seats. One, the Chico, I think, fit 250 or something like that. I'll put a picture here. I've had that car seat and it fits snug and perfectly, and it's very comfortable to get in and out. Now I have the Chico, what the hell is it called? The all-in-one convertible car seat. It's obviously bigger, and that one doesn't come in and out of the car. That one stays in the car. Only the child gets in and out of the car, not with the car seat. And that fits in there perfectly. And getting my baby in there is actually not difficult the way I thought it was gonna be. So obviously it's only one door. I have to open the door, recline the seat all the way forward, but that actually allows me to get all the way in the car and kind of like sit on my heels and tuck my baby in like super comfortably. Because I've been in, like, I put the baby in a sedan one time. I had a Civic hatchback, a 2023 hatchback, for a brief moment of time, and getting her in and out of there, getting my baby in and out of there was weird. Like, the position was weird, and it's a sedan, so it's not really big and it's not really small. It's just awkward. I wasn't really fond of it. In my dad's Audi, that's an SUV, a Q5. Obviously a little bit more comfortable, but even then the positioning is weird. And look, I'm 25. I'm relatively healthy. I'm flexible. Getting all the way in and sitting on my heels, like crouching down, it's not uncomfortable for me. It's not an uncomfortable thing. The only uncomfortable thing is literally like hunching to get in, hunching to get out. Again, I'm healthy. I'm flexible. That's not a problem at all. If I was fatter, I can see how that'd be a problem. If I was weak as hell, I can see how that'd be a problem, but I think I'm okay, so that's not a problem for me. Getting the baby in and out, the car seat in here is super comfortable for me. The baby's obviously comfortable. So that's that. So if you're like young and you want something, personal, like I'm not gonna be like with mad people in the back all the time, whatever. I've had 3 people in the back and it's very tight for them, but it's doable. It's been done. Like, if it's an emergency, we can do it. If it's gonna be your first car, I think, and you don't need the space, like you don't need that much space, it's gonna be just you and maybe a passenger or maybe 1 or 2 people, I think this is sufficient. It's fine. I've had Danny, which is like a heavier guy, be in the back. He's comfortable. I've had Carlos, who was a taller guy, be in the back, probably a little more uncomfortable, but it was all right. It wasn't like come out like my knees are cracking and shit. Nah. So that's as far as the space and the size of the car. Now, another important thing, the power of the car. This is a 1.5 turbocharged engine. It's not that fast. Again, my dad has a 2.0 Q5 turbocharged. That motherfucker fast as hell. I've been in other fast cars, blah blah blah. So this is not a fast car. You're not buying a Civic for speed, right? So again, at the time when I bought this car, I had the motorcycle. So I was like, I don't need to be a speed demon in my car. That's just to chill, just to get me here and there. So I wasn't prioritizing speed. Now, would I like a little more speed in my car? Certainly. Is it a problem? No, because this still has sport. I have the Civic, the Touring Edition. So I have sport mode, and there's a noticeable difference. Again, I'm not gonna fucking beat any, luxury brand. I'm gonna lose, but for me and my satisfaction, I put that bitch in sport mode. I'm zooming. Look, if you really care about speed, then perhaps this isn't the car. But if you're not of course, who doesn't like speed, right? But I'm not like, no, I need it to be fast, blah, blah, blah. Then this is perfectly fine. I put it in sport, and I'm zooming. Another thing is how loud or quiet it is. It's pretty loud in here. Obviously you don't hear the engine. I don't have a fucking V8. Like, I'm not hearing the engine, but like the outside noise, like the road, it's not very quiet in here. That I kind of didn't mind that before. I didn't even notice it really. But now that I've been in other cars and stuff like that, I'm like, it's a little loud in here. Like I wish it had more insulation as far as like with the sound. Again, not a deal breaker, but I do wish I had a little bit more sound. I mean, more insulation from sound. What else is there? All right, the steering wheel. Hondas have the electric power steering. It's pretty good. I got no complaints about it. I've seen some videos where like the wheel starts like, I don't know what. I've never had any issues with my wheel, like steering. I've never had any issues. The steering is very smooth. Again, you're not gonna get luxury brand smooth. Don't, because the Q. I'm comparing it to the Audi, to the Q5, because that's what my dad has. That steering wheel is like butter. This is just like oil. Like, it's very smooth, but that Audi is, with a finger you can drive it. This one, you know, you need the whole hand. Pause. But yeah, the steering is perfectly fine, adequate. My display here, it's cool. You know, I said in the other video, I don't need any crazy screen. I'm not looking for again, this is coming from perspective from a guy. This is my first car, and I didn't buy a luxury brand car. I wasn't expecting crazy technology, blah blah. And in general, I'm a pretty simple guy. I mean, like I said, who doesn't like speed, right? I want it to drive well, to have its basic things. Like, for example, some features that I'm very pleasantly satisfied that this car has. For example, a feature that I really like is the remote start. That I could be outside the car, and with my key I can start the car up. Now, the benefits to that is that, let's say if you have a garage, and that's perfect, right? Before you leave and get in the car, you can start it up, and if it's summertime, you can cool the car down, and if it's winter, you can heat the car up. I don't have a garage, but even then, if that's at the end of the block, I can still start it. By the time I'm there, it's already a little warmer or a little cooler, whatever. And if I park right outside my house, then yeah, I can, before I leave, I cool the car down or heat it up, whatever the case is. And it's just cool. You got the engine warm already. That's cool. I like that feature. Another feature that I like is the heated seats. Pretty basic, right? A lot of cars have it, but you know, not all Hondas, you know, base trim has, I said base form like it's a Super Saiyan. Not base trims, a lot of them don't have it, so the heated seats is a plus. I do use that all the time. I'm a bitch when it comes to cold, so I use that all the time. I'm very happy that I had heated seats. And the sunroof. I really wanted a sunroof. Again, if I didn't have one, it wouldn't have been that end of the world, but I do like my sunroof. For the light, in the summertime, I'll pop it open. I love the sunroof. So, sunroof is great. Look, I got really no complaints about this car, other than actually, no, I just remembered. Another thing that I didn't care about before, but now I actually care about, is paddle shifters. The Civic Coupe Sport Edition has paddle shifters. You can put it in manual mode. The Touring does not. I didn't care. I'm like, I don't use those shits anyways. But my dad's Q5 has paddle shifters, and that Civic hatchback that I had paddle shifters. Paddle shifters are the funnest thing in the world. I love paddle shifters. I love being able to switch the gears myself. It's super fun. And when I get in this car, I'm like, I wish I had it. Like, I do wish I had a paddle shifter. That's one. It's not a complaint because I knew what it was. I could have gotten the Sport Edition with my paddle shifters, but I would have sacrificed the sunroof or the heated seats or whatever it was. So I'm not really. It's not a complaint. It's not like a pick at the car, but I'm just like, I wish the Touring did have paddle shifters. That would have been perfect. Yeah, that's kind of not a complaint, but the only thing I'm like, I wish I had it. Of course, the power, and it's a 1.5 turbo. You're not gonna get power from it. But it's fun. You have enough fun. You know, they say it's better to drive a slow car fast than to drive a fast car slow. The same as with the motorcycles. When I had the R3, it was, bruh, I was tearing that bitch up. It was crazy. But anyways, that's my comprehensive review from this car. Look, it's pretty simple. It's a Civic. It's simple. It's fun. It's simple. It's fun. It's reliable. And I think for a first car, for a first timer, and it's not that, it's pretty cheap. It's on the cheaper side. What more do you want, right, from a first car? It's fun, it's simple, it's reliable, and I love my Civic. And again, I like the coupe body. I like the tail lights of this car. I like the headlight. I just like looking at it. I like how it looks. That was a very important thing. Of course, there are cars that perhaps drive better, have better features, blah blah blah, but they look ugly. Like, for example, if you put a Hyundai sedan in front of me and be like, oh, this is a better car, I'm just like, I'm not happy. I'm not excited when I look at it. I like looking at this Civic Coupe. It looks sporty. It looks like my little missile, my little bullet. I like being inside of it. I feel like I'm in a spaceship. I like it. For my first car, I'm more than satisfied. I'm not just, I'm good with it. No, I'm actually happy. I like it. I enjoy it. So yeah, this is my review of my Civic. I really like it. I'm gonna review my dad's Q5 later on. Whenever I drive it, I'm just gonna start reviewing it.